everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 540. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
I am Mako-chan.
I'm Ichigo Gami.
I'm Wild Spice.
And we're back after a bit of a 2-week hiatus of a little bit of a chaos and stuff, which we will get into shortly. We are back, and I'm glad that we're back together doing another show because I'm starting to realize, I could go game on a Tuesday when something doesn't happen, when we don't do a stream, but it just doesn't feel the same, Know what I'm saying? Anywho, how is everybody doing tonight?
I'm tired,
Sleepy.
but I have kitties.
Yay, kitties.
Oh, that means you'll probably be knocked out in 15 minutes with those cats.
Oh,
And I just realized I forgot to fire up Audition, so I'm not recording the audio aspect of the podcast. Nope, but it's
Whoopsie
okay.
doodle.
But
Guess somebody is converting our Twitch stream to MP4 later tonight.
Oh, I'm already doing it. I already hit record. So as soon as this is done, I'll be ripping that. I kind of realize sometimes when I record Audition, the audio quality is slightly better as opposed to what's going out. So it's not by much, but it will work. So, And I'm still kind of salty that Twitch is getting rid of the desktop app at the end of the month.
What?
Yeah, they're eliminating the desktop app at the end of the month.
Oh boy.
And I'm just like, great. I got enough open tabs as it is. You're going to give me more open tabs? Anywho, enough about that. So, we are live tonight, week of April 12th, 2022, right here on Twitch TV. You can find us here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session, Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 Eastern Time. We're always here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. I believe I will be on the channel later this week doing a run of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past to commemorate the 30th anniversary of the game, which I realized when I first bought the game, I finished the game in a month. But it didn't help the fact that I was calling Nintendo maybe every so often for help. So the goal is to replay this game from muscle memory. And I've done that with Metroid 2, The Return of Samus. And with Samus Returns, even though there's more areas, I'm still trying to use the original, what I remember from the original game, and just keep going as I play through it. But, it is what it is. And also, we're part of the Voice of Geek Network, VogNetwork.com. You can find out more about them at VogNetwork.com. And they also have a channel, and they stream here on Twitch. You kick things off on Sunday nights, starting at 8 p.m. with the Bobby Blackwolf Show, followed by Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And you can find them at Twitch TV/VogNetwork. And come through to our Discord at VogNetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's part of the Voice of Geeks Network has their own channel, so come through, hang out, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. So, now we'll go around the room and ask everyone how was their week, how was their day. Mako-chan.
Cats. Sorry. Not really much of anything. I had my housewarming this weekend, so people got to come over and see the place. But other than that, basically just continuing my organization of the house and, getting things set up and going through all of my boxes of crap because holy crap, I have a lot of shit.
Yeah, basically. I kind of think of that when I look in my storage closet back here, which I now have a background, so you really can't see that anymore. So, you know. Wild Spice, how was your week? How was your day? How have you been?
I'm good. Week, I guess, was just starting to edit photos from Zenkaikon.
Oh, you too?
Huh?
You too?
Yes.
You know,
I got them done, so they're all done.
Oh, you're done. I haven't even started.
I got all mine done, so all done, sent off to everybody. We good. I'm going to Vegas next week, so I'm getting ready for that. Not just 2 nights, not anything crazy. And yeah, just living life, vibing.
Well, that's good. That's
Happy it's getting warm now, so that's good.
Oh, this morning it was like 50 degrees, so I'm wearing my nice cotton hoodie, which fits like a glove, in my denim jacket. I leave work, it's like, why is it so damn hot? And I look, it's like near 60. I'm just like, I'm gonna catch my death out here with the way this weather is. And yeah, I remember a time when I would go to a con, come back. First thing I would do, like that Monday after work, drop in front of the computer and start hitting those edits and just start working on them. Oh, we have a show Tuesday night? Fine, I can take a break. Once I'm done editing on Tuesday, get back to work on Wednesday. Between work and getting back, I'm like, I have not had a chance to actually attack the photos, but half the videos are done.
There you go.
Yep. Ichigo. Girl.
Well,
how you been?
It has been a while.
84 years.
84 years. What were you going to say, Rama? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
I was just going to say, girl, where have you been? Child.
I know. Yeah, so I've been keeping pretty busy. I've had a lot of commissions and alterations and things like that going on in my neck of the woods. I didn't end up attending Zenkaikon just because of what's going on in our world right now. And so I was at home doing lots of sewing work. Yeah, and then today I got together with a pod friends,
hey.
and we had a lovely tea time, and it was very rejuvenating, very tiring, but very rejuvenating. And I definitely drank a lot of tea and enjoyed a lot of company, and it was super fun. Yeah, and that's pretty much how my weekend day has been. And tomorrow I will continue the sewing.
Oh, so. All right, so my weekend day has been interesting to say the least. So, you know, this past weekend I was at Mako with her housewarming and pancake party, and there were a lot of pancakes.
Pancakes.
But before that, I don't think I talked about this because this happened after the last episode that we did. So I got a call from the agency that I'm contracting through, and they're basically ending my contract in a couple of weeks. Only because the company that I'm contracting for is converting me over. So all I'm doing now is just waiting for the paperwork from HR to sign over, and we're golden.
Congrats.
Thank you. I just have to find out that doing this show won't be considered a conflict of interest because of the company that I work for. I just want to make sure everything is cool. I don't think it's going to be an issue because I think there are other IT guys who stream, and as you all know, I kind of have a rule of you don't talk about work on the show unless it's your own company. Which means this whole podcast could be a shameless sponsorship for Ichigo's House of Cosplay.
Yeah, I don't really, whenever I'm doing anything, I don't really talk about work, so.
Yeah. Move over, Lady Gaga. There's a new girl in town. New person in town. But
we know that trip to Vegas is just an appearance at like the insert famous casino hotel here. Watch out, Britney Spears, Wild Spice coming for your life.
Yeah, so the Vegas thing is not actually related to work. It's something else I can't talk about, but it's something really cool that I hope I can talk about soon.
It's basically an NDA. I completely understand this. And
yeah, I can't talk about it, unfortunately.
And now here's another.
It's redacted.
Yeah. We don't talk about
but work is awesome here. And work is letting me go to it because I was like, I have this opportunity to go to Vegas. It's only 2 nights, but I've never been to Vegas. They're like, yeah, sure, go. Okay.
You got the time off racked up accrued,
yeah.
So why not? So
yeah, so I'm excited.
Hell, I just found out that we have Friday off from work because it's Good Friday. I'm like, wait, what? We do? All right.
Oh, no fair.
Yeah, well, we don't get Friday off anymore. We get it as a floating holiday, so we can use it some other time of the year.
Well, the whole company is closed, so
there you go.
But, I mean, since I'm still a contractor, I don't get the paid day, but you know.
Yeah.
And I'll get into that just a sec. And the thing is, when I did the whole talk and so forth, we get 2 weeks mandated time off at the end of the year when the company is closed, and then I found out that we're also getting the week after the 4th of July off, too. So 3 weeks of mandated paid vacation that does not count against your accrued time. I mean...
There you go.
But, funny story. Some of y'all probably seen what a server room looks like, which is basically all these computers in a rack and so forth. At the bottom of the rack sometimes are these battery backups, and they're huge and they're heavy. So they ordered a replacement one. So we were supposed to put it in, but we could not because our battery backup is in 2 parts. One is the actual backup itself, and the other one is just a shit ton of batteries. So that way, if I go in to pull the batteries out to replace them, there's a rollover of power, so nothing is lost. So they didn't realize that until after the fact, and then they were like, well, we need the batteries for the backup, and I had said in the call, yeah, I brought them down last week. Oh, we could do that instead. So it took the 3 of us to put the original one back in the box, and I was supposed to do it the next day at 7 o'clock, put in the batteries. But I found out there's still some people on the network, so we couldn't do that. So we waited until Thursday, at 8 o'clock, when basically 95% of the people in the New York office are off the network. So, to replace the batteries, you pull off the front panel, you unscrew 2 screws, and the panel comes off. I got the first screw off. Couldn't get the second screw because it was freaking stripped. Run upstairs, I grab another screwdriver that was a little bit more girthy. So I slam it in, and I'm trying to see if I can hit the screw, but it's basically scraping the inner plastic of where it is. So I'm like, yeah, no. So while I was out with Mako, I stopped over at Lowe's, got a screwdriver over the weekend, went back down there yesterday, did it again, couldn't get it in there. So they were like, try the screw extraction kit. Couldn't get it to work. So I'm like, you know what? Let me try it one more time. And I get my second phone with the light, so just so I know how to angle the screwdriver in. Got it in there, started turning. I'm like, wait, I think I got something. I was able to pull it out. So tomorrow around 8 o'clock, I will be going back downstairs, putting in all of these brand new batteries. And the thing is, I'm not really complaining about the OT because most of the time I'm just gonna be sitting on my desk perusing tickets and stuff like that, which reminds me, I forgot to put a ticket in today, but I'll take care of it tomorrow. It'll just roll over, so you know. Ooh, excuse me. So that's it for my my weekend day. Now we'll get into a little bit of housekeeping. If you haven't noticed, you're going to be seeing something pop up from Stream Elements about HelloFresh. We're going to get into that in just a bit. I want you to know there's going to be some more commercials throughout the episode. If anything, there may be 1 or 2 30-second commercials throughout the stream, if that. I understand listening to podcasts and then a random commercial just comes up out of nowhere, you know. So, and I totally get that. So, I think because the way I had the recording set for today, I'm not going to run a commercial because I don't want to hear it when I go back and do the audio edit. But it'll probably pop up in future episodes. So if you want to avoid the commercials that pop up through Twitch, just subscribe. You know, just sub. You know, $5 will save you a few commercials every month. So I don't know about that, but I think that's a pretty good deal. And let's see what else do we have here. All right. And we have our list of upcoming conventions. And as I've said, this list can change at any given time. Oh, that reminds me. I got to take this convention off the list because that's not happening this year. Delete it. So, anywho, at the end of the month, April 30th to May 1st, is Castle Point Anime Convention in Secaucus, New Jersey. We have CloverCon in East Brunswick, New Jersey, May 15th. ShikariCon, August 20th to the 21st in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania. Yes, Anime Jam Session will be there. I'm going to see about getting a couple of panels put in. It'll be fun. Pop Cult Anime Convention, August 27th to the 28th, Boston, Massachusetts. RetroCon, September 24th to the 25th, 2022 at Oaks, Pennsylvania. And DerpyCon, I believe, is October 28th to the 30th in East Brunswick, New Jersey. So, as I've said, these cons will change from time to time based on availability of us, the staffers, and the status of the convention itself. Now, before I get into Geek Roundtable, I have a sponsorship copy to read, so bear with me. Just so you know, this week's episode of Anime Jam Session is sponsored by HelloFresh. Looking for a spring refresh? Try something new. Take your taste buds on a trip and explore different global flavors with your dinner table with HelloFresh. With 50 weekly options, including a rotating selection of items at the HelloFresh market, there are plenty of delicious dishes to choose from no matter the occasion. With HelloFresh, step-by-step recipes are super easy to follow and pre-portioned with ingredients to help cut out prep time so you can get back to getting outside this spring. With HelloFresh, it's so easy to adjust your plan and increase your order size to help with the meal planning for large groups, or to have leftovers for lunch the next day. HelloFresh offers veggie, pescatarian, and fit and wholesome meals to make it easy to stick to your goals. Fit and wholesome recipes that make it easy to eat well without sacrificing flavor. Maintain your goals and feel good about your food choices with HelloFresh. If you would like to join up and subscribe to HelloFresh and get your 16 free meals and 3 free gifts, click on the link down below for that, or you can just go to HelloFresh.com and use offer code POGSE4569. Again, that is POGSE4569. And you will see the advertisement for this rotate throughout the chat. So we appreciate it and thank you. And y'all are terrible, God damn it.
Hey man, we got to make sure you can stay professional.
We're trying to Vanna White it.
Why do you think I had the paper over the
straight up disappeared?
I had to put the paper over the damn webcam so I wouldn't see y'all. So I would start cracking up into laughter about this.
BT Dubs.
Yeah.
CloverCon is in Bridgewater.
Okay. Thank you. I will go ahead and update that right now. And I think I have some anime to donate to that con.
Also, have you heard of HelloFresh?
Oh yes. What is this HelloFresh? You know.
Chat. There's a message in chat about HelloFresh. Check it out.
If you want more information about HelloFresh and how to sign up and get your 16 free meals and 3 free gifts, just click on the link in the chat or the link down below and right down here below. And now, now that we got that out the way, we're going to get into Geek Roundtable. This is the part of the show where we talk about our geekier aspects of our week and stuff that we've been doing. So,
Pet your cat, Mako.
Yep.
I am petting the kitty.
We need a snoot boop button too.
A what?
Boop them snoots.
Oh.
Boop the snoot.
Actually, I know another streamer, Odyssey Eurobe. She has something like if you do, I think if you drop 200 bits or something like that, she boops the screen and the screen comes down and brings her right back up. I think it's pretty awesome. But I don't think she does it anymore because she's now does VTubing. So.
Boop.
I will say, unfortunately, I am not petting Damien. He has jumped from the bed, but I do have Cassie. And she is very much enjoying this impromptu pet.
Is she in your lap?
No, she was on the bed.
Okay.
And then she heard Damien doing something, and now she's gone.
She's like, "What are you doing, old man?"
Yeah, pretty much.
And he's like, "Go away."
Or...
It's like
Yeah, pretty much.
you basically have a lazy cat version of Pixie and Brutus over there. Basically. All right, but anyway, all right, Mako-chan, what are you showing off for us? Because what we see here, we know, but I don't think the younger generation know.
The youngins.
The young and weebs need to get their edumacation on, because Xena. Yeah, so as I said the last time we were on, I am going through my geek doll collection because I have a lot of shit.
To briefly interrupt, I did not realize you had that many Sailor Jupiter dolls.
Yeah. And I have more somewhere.
Oh God!
Because
Wait, there's more.
Because what you saw that I had up were just the large dolls. I have a whole collection of the smaller American dolls too. I have, the castle set. I have, a bunch of little things like that. But yes, I do have plenty of Sailor Jupiter stuff as well. But anyway, so last time I was able to show off my Gabrielle doll. So this week we are showing off Xena to go with her. And so again, one of my big obsessions, one of the first lesbian role models of the times. Plus, Lucy Lawless is freaking awesome.
Oh yeah.
And from everything I heard, she is just as sweet in real life as she seems. So, yeah.
That reminds me of a story. I think I saw it on Facebook or Twitter. I think it was some up-and-coming actor or something like that. They met Lucy Lawless and her husband, and they had a good time or something like that. And she basically told them, next time you're in New Zealand, look us up or something like that. I think it was Neil Gaiman. Yeah, it was Neil Gaiman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he got trapped down there due to the pandemic, and she's like, "We have room."
Nice.
I thought that was pretty awesome.
Not only that, but she stood up to Herc when he was being a misogynistic ape, but
Oh yeah, she's very much as I said, she's very much, for live life and freedom and things like that. So when he was getting very vocal about his religious stance on things, she basically went back at him hard.
I wish I could have
So,
seen that.
Yeah, it just goes to show that Xena kicks Hercules' ass.
Well, yeah. For somebody that's a half god, that should tell you something,
Well, technically, in the series, you do find out that it is very possible that she also has godly beginnings. So, yeah.
You know what? I kind of want to sit down and rewatch both shows because they were cool.
It's very weird to sit and rewatch it. I was in the middle of a rewatch and stopped just because I got into the middle of something else. It was very weird to sit down and rewatch that series and try and take it as seriously at all because it is just so much camp. And makes me realize just how much I really, really love the series because it is nothing but camp.
That's how I kind of looked at it. I just thought I just enjoyed it for the adventures more than anything else,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bond 006. Kevin Sorbo putting his foot in his mouth. That's most Republicans anyway, but that's story for another time. But all right, Wild Spice, what you got this week?
I'm like, I can't find my thing to unmute. Okay, I have to stand up. It's my shirt.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Well, that's a cute shirt. But unfortunately, due to the background, you're kind of blending into the background with it.
Hold on. We'll fix it temporarily. Here we go. Okay. There you go. That's a little better. But it is yeah, it's from I got it from one of the tables at Zenkaikon. But it is of course Genshin Impact. There's Paimon and
yes, Genshin trash. Go.
Zhongling. Yes. At the bottom it says emergency ration delivery. So there you go.
All I gotta say about Genshin Impact is that in going to cons, seeing the ladies cosplaying like the same character, it's like I see 15 of one character, and I'm like, I figured out the system to see if I took their picture or not. Shoes. I guarantee you, all 15 of those cosplayers who are cosplaying the same character will have on a different pair of shoes. And that's how I know if I got their photos or not. Because you know me and faces. Faces don't mean dick to me sometimes unless you've been around me enough where I'm like, I know who you are, but shoes are much more easier to identify. So I'm like, oh, didn't get her. But Ichigo, what you got? What you working on this week?
Well, also for my Genshin trashy fans out there, I got Pom Pom Lady. I got the opera singer today in my wishes, so I'm very excited about that. Yay! She's one of my faves. And okay, I guess sewing. Wait, are you gonna behave? Sewing needle power.
Oh, cool.
I got it's a needle minder, so it's just to keep me from putting pins anywhere near my mouth and face, which you should never do. If I see you putting pins in your mouth, fellow crafters, I will haunt you in your sleep, and I will tell you horrible stories. Anyway, but yeah, it's just a really cool needle minder. I always get comments on it now in my stream that it makes me look like a magical girl, magical person. So I really like it, and I think it's really cute. I've also been slowly but surely upgrading all of my hardware to be purple. So I have a mechanical keyboard now and a mouse that are both a soft purple. So I'm very excited about it.
What brand?
And that's all my geeky stuff.
Nice. What brand are the mouse and keyboard? Just out of curiosity.
Senda is the mouse.
Okay.
And NPET is the keyboard because it's RGB.
Okay. Send me pictures of it later because if it's similar to the one I have, I'll send you a link to the jelly.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of a proper word.
The keycaps?
Yeah, the jelly button keycaps, They're a little bit softer, but the way they're designed, they glow a lot more. So.
Oh, well, these actually glow pretty well, okay. But we can talk about it later.
Definitely. So, for future reference, your new name is Magical Senpai Sewing Ichigo.
Oh, there we go. That's super cute. I like that.
Okay, so I have Game Pass, and I absolutely love it. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and pay $60 for retail for a game when it's on Game Pass for free. And by the time it comes down in price, if it's still on the service, I will go ahead and download and play it. And I've come across some really fun games. Now, sometimes what happens is, excuse me, sorry. When a game is leaving the service, you'll get like a real good discount on it. Now, it's far and few a physical copy of a game is cheaper than what's on Game Pass. So I've been seeing this game called Chris Tales floating around, and it's like I've been seeing it on sale a lot, and I'm just like, I'm not going to drop money unless I get a chance to play it. The game appeared on Game Pass, so I started playing it Sunday night. The animation quality is interesting. I think you might like it because it has like a Victorian theme to it. It's really cool, and it plays like a typical JRPG. It's pretty fun. I've only played it for 2 days. So I'm just like, okay, let's see the cost on it. If I buy it through Game Pass, it's $19.99. If you buy it on Switch or Xbox or PlayStation, it's $10. So I went out and ordered it like Sunday night. So I'm like, yeah, definitely. And here we are. And this is the second game I've bought that was on Game Pass. Like the first game was there's also an anime based on it, Scarlet Nexus. It's a fun game. I caught it on sale for around $30, so I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? The game is still sealed on my shelf, but it's still on Game Pass for me to play. So when that time comes when it gets pulled from the service, I'll just unwrap the game, put it in, and be like, let's go. It's a fun action RPG. This plays more like your traditional RPG. So if you like playing Final Fantasy or Dragon Warrior, more Final Fantasy, Chris Tales is right up your alley. And this week it's like $10 on Amazon, so you can't go wrong. So
I have it on Switch. I have to play it still, but that was like the thing that attracted me to it was the art was like really neat. So
the thing is, I really didn't find much on the art, so I was like, you know what, it's free. I'm just gonna get into it. Why not? So, all right. Now that we got that out the way, again, we ran into some issues while we have not had our Zenkaikon episode. It'll happen next week, so that's the long and short of it. We ran into issues a couple of weeks, and I'm like, you know what? We didn't have a backup plan set up, and I did not want to do a show with just two people talking about the con. I just want me, Wild Spice, and Ari, because we were there, you know, and La Chocola, who was just throwing little nooks and crannies of data at us to help us keep the show going. So, you know, it works. So I'd rather have 3 people instead of 2. But, and I said, you know, we're going to kind of be a little more laid back tonight with the topics. We're just going to have fun with it. So, now speaking of fun, we're going to talk about what happened with AnimeNEXT. A part of me really wants to play the Benny Hill theme, because that's the only thing that I can tell you. I can describe this. Now, for those of you who have not heard already, or your head is under a rock, or you don't follow East Coast convention drama, good on you. Basically, there is no AnimeNEXT 2022 this year in person. There was supposed to be talk of a virtual one, but that didn't happen either. So what happened was, now, there's something my mother always told me. You don't run your business in the streets. Meaning, you don't tell everybody your business. Never. So what happened was, when AnimeNEXT announced there was going to be no convention, they went into detail about what happened. I mean, they really went into detail. To summarize, the Atlantic City Convention Center was not willing to work with them on COVID, their COVID procedures and mandates. AnimeNEXT wanted to make sure everybody was wearing a mask. ACCC didn't want to do that because 2 reasons. Number one, if you haven't been to the Atlantic City Convention Center, it's 4 floors. The floors 2 to 4 is the convention center itself, which is private property. The first floor is considered public property because of the parking lot across the way and the train station right outside. So it's hard for them to enforce the wearing of masks. Secondly, there is a music festival that same weekend that I believe that's in the convention center or nearby or something like that. And they're not.
I believe it's nearby.
Yeah, thank you. Nearby. And they could not do it. They couldn't do it. So the PR person for AnimeNEXT basically, for a better choice of words, shit talked the Atlantic City Convention Center about how they weren't going to help, they don't care, and this and that. Now, when you light a fire that big, everybody is going to see it. So screenshots were made. People ran their mouth. It went fucking wildfire. I didn't even realize it had happened till after the fact. When you go back to their page, all the information was pulled. And basically, Atlantic City's Convention Center legal team has stepped in. And we can't say anything from this point forward. You see, kids, when you are running a business, there are some things you should say and some things you should not say. This is a prime example of things you should not say. We here at Anime Jam Session do that too. There are sometimes on this show, we will talk about why we didn't have a show this week or that week. Sometimes we will not. I will ask everybody before we do the show if they're okay to discuss whatever is going on. If they kind of waver or are not feeling it, it will be a blanket statement across because it's nobody's business to know. But if we do talk about what's going on, I will, whoever it is, I will let that person talk and let them discuss it. Because if I talk about it and they're there, I may say something incorrectly that could cause a problem, and that's something I don't want to do. And this is what happened in the case of AnimeNEXT versus the Atlantic City Convention Center. They spoke out of turn, said things that need not to be said, and here we are. Now, this is not AnimeNEXT's last time in the barrel. If you go on Anime News Network, there are a couple of articles on there of sexual harassment, assault allegations, and a con chair stepping down. It's a mess. Now, I have this really strong feeling that after all of this is said and done, there will not be an AnimeNEXT 2023. And people are demanding that they go back to Somerset. Well, to those people who want the con to go back to Somerset, it can't.
It literally can't.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly. That's no longer a convention center. It is a warehouse for 6th Avenue Electronics.
Yeah, I'm sure the warehouse would be like, "Oh yeah, come on." No. Unfortunately.
And someone's like, "Go back to Secaucus." No. If the con goes back to Secaucus, they are going to need heavy duty soundproofing curtains that are quite expensive.
They would also have to big time limit the amount of tickets.
Yup.
That's a downside with any convention if they then have to move venues, is that stuff they have to take into consideration is like, okay, well, are we going to have to cap our attendance and things like that? And that's also like, for example, when Otakon had to move with the Baltimore Convention Center and things like that, that's stuff they had to consider too. Is like, well, if we move here, are we gonna have to cap attendance and things like that? So, yeah.
And there's always the convention center at Ashbury Park. Great view of the beach, but again, cap the attendance. And the sheer number of attendees that come to AnimeNEXT, if they cap it at any of those convention centers, it could basically bankrupt the con. Because it means they'd have to hijack the prices of the tickets. And I've already seen people just lose their proverbial shit over the price of Anime NYC tickets. So, yeah. And as Bonds up.
Yeah, so the Meadowlands Exposition Center, which is the one in Secaucus, is a maximum capacity of 5,000 people at one time. That's it. That includes staff, that includes guests, that includes, the staff that the convention has to use, the convention center itself. So they would have to cap it at probably 3,500 to 4,000 people.
And people are going to complain about that too.
And
as Bond 006 says, don't pop off at the mouth. Q, you never know how some people will take it. Yes, I would not be surprised if I don't think a lawsuit is going to come out of this, but I do believe AnimeNEXT's parent organization, Universal Animation, is going to be paying a lot of money due to what happened here, due to the slander, basically. Now, as they said, they asked people to not share screenshots of the website and what was said. But as my friend Rob Roberts says, once it's on the internet, it is on there forever. So if you Google search AnimeNEXT Atlantic City Convention Center, oh, trust me, you're going to find screenshots.
Yeah, Bob, I saw that too. Anime NYC capped. They sold out their weekend tickets. They still have one-day tickets.
Yeah, the weekend ticket was $95. Buying individuals will run you about almost like between $200 and $300, and people are mad about that. Well, it is what it is, Maybe Anime NYC should have had more 3-day badges. But I'll tell you this right now, they're not releasing anymore. It's going to be capped. It is what it is. And this reminds me of the shit with PAX East. If I have to take a personal day to get tickets and secure a hotel, I'm not going to the con. It's not worth it to me. It really isn't. But it is what it is. So, and now that we got that out the way, we are going to get into tonight's stories, and we will be running a little late. So if that happens, a couple of the hosts may bounce off and disappear. It's quite all right. So first thing we're going to talk about is Sailor Moon on Ice. I'm suddenly reminded of the ice capades as a kid, Disney on Ice and stuff like that.
What?
Yes.
No, well, yeah, but oh my God, Disney on Ice. So fun thing, like for Disney on Ice, when I was a kid, like I stopped going to it because for some reason, every time after we went to Disney on Ice with my cousins and I, like one of them got sick. And then I eventually got sick. And then I'm like, I'm not going to Disney on Ice anymore because I feel like every single time we go, right afterwards, somebody is sick. So it's like, I'm not going anymore.
That's crazy. All right. Yeah, sorry about that, Washer. I just adjusted the audio some. All right.
All right, who's taking this one then?
Yep, this one's all Ichigo.
It's not coming up for me, so
seriously?
Yeah, I'm on.
Hold on, I got you.
Right?
All right. Oh, you gonna send her the link?
Thank
I'm gonna send you the link. Yeah, one sec. Hold on.
I've been refreshing and refreshing and refreshing,
Pay
and
no
then you
attention
follow
to
me
the
in
man
class.
behind the curtain.
Tag in by
behind
Wild
the
Spice.
curtain. There you go.
And the
I
crowd
dropped it in
goes mild.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So Sailor Moon's ice show is postponed again until June 2023. Third delay.
Ooh.
Postpones the ice show by more than 1 year.
Wow.
So the official website for the Sailor Moon franchise announced on Friday that Prism on Ice, the franchise's upcoming ice show, will be postponed by yet another year, and the production is now scheduled to run from June 2nd to 4th, 2023. The ice show was originally slated to run in June 2020, but was delayed by a year to June 2021 due to COVID-19, and then was delayed again to June 2022 due to the ongoing delays. This latest announcement did not specify the reason for the delay, except to say that while the staff have been preparing for the opening, it is difficult to hold the show under the perfect circumstances. Professional figure skater Evgenia Medvedeva, there we go, is still slated to star in the ice show as Sailor Moon's Usagi Tsukino. And if I'm not mistaken, this is also the one that also showed up as Sailor Moon when they were.
Yep.
Yeah.
When they were, yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's who it is.
Yeah. The name is very familiar. So yeah. That's how it is. I'm kind of sad that it's delayed, but I mean, it's better to be safe than put your performers at risk. So
makes sense. Yeah. Makes sense to me. So, all right. Next up, we're going to talk about how Funimation is going the way of the dodo bird, and I personally didn't like that they did this. Anywho,
yeah, who?
Yeah, you, Wild Spice. This is you.
Oh, it is because there's no names next to it.
Oh, shit.
There are names next to them on mine.
There are no names next to it on mine. It's okay. I'll do it. One sec. I got it. I had the thing up. I'm just like, I don't see any names.
Okay. It would not surprise me because I threw this together like 2.5 hours earlier, so probably didn't have time to properly sync up, but still, you know.
It's I got the link. All right, so for all of you lovely folks, Funimation's YouTube channel has become Crunchyroll Dubs channel. No, that's not a typo. Crunchyroll announced on Tuesday that Funimation's YouTube channel has become the Crunchyroll Dubs channel. The channel will continue to stream anime clips, trailers, and full episodes of English dubbed anime. The channel will also post a dubbed first episode every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, starting with RE0, starting Life in Another World on April 9th. Crunchyroll streams English subtitled trailers and content on its Crunchyroll Collections YouTube channel. I think most of us know what Crunchyroll is. Funimation and Crunchyroll announced on March 1st that Funimation and Wakanim's anime library and simulcast content have moved to Crunchyroll. Sony's Funimation Global Group completed its acquisition of Crunchyroll from AT&T on August 9th last year. The purchase price was US $1.175 billion, and the proceeds were paid in cash at closing. I just imagine lots of briefcases. Funimation's home video releases are also becoming listed under Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll and Funimation first announced the acquisition in December 2020 with a purchase price of $1.175 billion. The technology website, the information reported in August 2020 that AT&T offered Crunchyroll to Sony for $1.5 billion and that Sony reportedly balked at the price, which effectively valued the streaming service at US $500 per subscriber. Entertainment news source Variety reported AT&T was shopping the company to multiple potential buyers aside from Sony Pictures Entertainment at that time. Nikkei Asia later reported that October that Sony was in final negotiations for the Crunchyroll acquisition. At that time, the newspaper reported that Sony could end up spending more than 100 billion yen, which is $957 million. That is crazy.
You know, I am surprised that Comcast didn't go, we'll take it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they took everything else.
I mean, because I'm going to tell you this shit right the fuck now. If Comcast had acquired Crunchyroll would still continue to operate as is, and within 6 months, the app would be no more. They would move everybody over to Peacock.
Yep.
Yeah. And it would have been a channel on the service. And for $5 a month, watch all the anime you want with limited commercials. But for $10 a month, you can watch all the anime you want. And yet people would bitch about the price, which I understand. But think about it. For $10 a month, the entire Crunchyroll library, WWE and their library, all of the Peacock channels and all that. Plus, there's a dedicated channel to Hell's Kitchen so you can hear George Ramsay curse up a storm. I mean, come on now. I think that itself is worth its weight in gold. And Bonzo06 says, better yet, why not the House of Mouse? Because they have Hulu, and the agreements with other companies for anime is fine, you know. And
I couldn't see Disney buying an anime thing either. No. Like, I just couldn't see that.
And I think people forget that one time Disney aired Naruto Shippuden on Disney XD. Yeah.
Well, Disney aired a lot of stuff on Disney XD.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember they had Pokemon for what, like 1 year, 2 year, and now Pokemon is now.
They had a whole series for Pokemon. They had the Sun and Moon series, I think.
Yep. And where is it now? Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, for Disney, I don't feel like that's really a focus of theirs, just because we have their hands in so many other things. So they probably wasn't
if it ain't Hello
a big deal to them at all.
If it ain't Hello
Well, I
Kitty,
mean,
do they
Disney
care?
does the Americanized distribution for
Ghibli.
Studio
Right.
Ghibli.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they do have their hand in it. It's just, it's not your typical anime.
Yeah.
But on top of that, the animated stuff that they do themselves is based heavily on, the various cultural instances of, different animation styles as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. The other thing too is like with how Disney Plus has been just as a streaming service, like why would they want to take on another thing of that too?
And
like,
as Bob Coffey says, Disney in Japan aired Love Live. Okay, you got to understand that's Disney Japan. That's kind of the norm. But you also make a valid point. Disney Plus in the UK and Canada shows Criminal Minds. Okay? I want you to think about that. They show Criminal Minds on those. But now that Disney Plus has the Marvel Netflix series, there now is a rating system in the app so you could see if the kids are watching that or not. Me personally, I think I would just kick that over to Hulu, just call it a day, but I totally get it.
I will say that Disney Plus is starting to gather anime to itself. They're actually going to be releasing a reboot of Black Rock Shooter. They also are doing what else are they doing? They're doing the crap, what the hell, Disney Wonderland?
Oh yeah, Twisted Wonderland?
Yeah, Twisted Wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
So that is an anime, and that will be on Disney Plus. So I mean they are getting some anime, but it's not the typical stuff that you would be thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you know what? I know this will never happen. But that moment when Disney announces the Kingdom Hearts anime exclusive to Disney Plus, the sheer number of fangirls that are going to subscribe. Mark my words.
Yeah, why are we talking about that? Like Kingdom Hearts. Woo!
Yeah, so here, the sequel to
Spice
Tatami Galaxy, Tatami Time Machine Blues, that one's coming to Disney Plus. Black Rock Shooter, Dawnfall is coming to Disney Plus. Twisted Wonderland is coming to Disney Plus. And Blackpink the Movie, which is a documentary about K-pop girl group, is coming to Disney Plus.
I thought they already had one that came out. It was on Netflix or something like that. Probably thinking of something else.
I don't know, but it does look like they're getting not just from Japan, but it does look like they're getting a lot of K-drama, K-pop, things like that as well. So they are taking stuff in. It's just it's independent, original content that they're bringing into themselves.
Yeah, it's not Disney. Disney has created this thing. It's Disney presents this thing.
Yeah, the only one that Disney has a hand in creating is Twisted Wonderland, just because it's based on Disney.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, I can't wait to watch that anime.
Down Girl.
What?
And on a side note, the fact that one of the heirs of Disney came out as trans, which makes the battle between Disney and Governor Ron DeSantis quite interesting. You best believe I'm sitting there watching that with my popcorn and soda and be like, "Go ahead, Florida, make your move." Anywho, enough about that. let's talk about Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yeah, so the sequel is doing really, really well. The opening weekend, this is as of Sunday, or as of late Sunday. Opening weekends, the sequel had already made $141 million. That puts it at the number one video game movie. That would be, so now it goes Sonic 2, Sonic 1, and Detective Pikachu. So not only was it the best weekend for a video game movie, but it is also the highest grossing opening weekend for a Jim Carrey starring film.
Wow.
Which, not for nothing, considering how many movies Jim Carrey has done, that's got to tell you something. So the first weekend in North America, Sonic 2 reached 71 million, combined with 70 million from international territories. That brings us to 141 million. The budget was only 90 million.
Oh, they made their money back in a weekend. You know that. Yeah.
So they're doing really, really, really well. Obviously, for those that, are even remotely interested, they've already said that they're doing a third one. They actually said they were doing a third one before the second one even hit theaters. So, they were already expecting this to do really well. Our next thing that we have to look forward to in terms of video game movies and how they do is Mario, which releases December of this year. I'm very skeptical, given the voice of Mario, just because it will go against every incarnation and, thought that has previously come from a Mario movie or a TV series or even the live action. So unless, a very obviously fake Italian accent is coming out of Chris Pratt's mouth, which I can't see, it is going to be a very different take on the character of Mario. So we have that to look forward to, December 2022. They, I believe, also have a second Detective Pikachu in the works. So I guess we'll see what goes on. I do know that the people behind Sonic would really like to do some sort of crossover. So I guess if we see that Mario does well, granted Mario is all animated as far as I know. So depending on how that plays out, we could have some sort of crossover. Just given that, Sonic is all about different worlds and dimensions and crap like that, it could happen. But again, I don't know what I think about Mario, but this isn't about Mario. It's about Sonic and Sonic rules.
Yes, and I will say I like how they did the sequel. It feels like the Sonic movies are still part of the original lore, but yet there's enough in there where it stands out alone. Basically, if you've never read the Sonic comics, you'll still understand the movie. If you've never watched the syndicated or Saturday Morning Sonic, you'll still understand the movies. If you've never played the Sonic games, where I think it's pulling from the games and from the IDW comic, you'll still understand. It just plays so well. But if the director does if that crossover does happen, we will get the Super Smash Brothers Extended Universe.
I I think that would be really cool if we could actually get something like that. Just because it would have the ability to branch off into various other movies. Like, can you imagine a Metroid movie
Yep.
in whatever, genre or kind of thing that you want to think of? Metroid is very popular right now. Having a Metroid movie come out of a crossover like this to start, some sort of series, even if it is, again, on something like Disney Plus or Netflix or something like that, and just doing, Disney's been doing very well with Marvel TV series and doing a 10 episode, set thing. So, for something like this to come out on Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus and just be, 5 to 10 episodes and really tell the story, they could get this start and do a lot better than DC did trying to do this crap.
We don't talk about DC.
I thought we didn't talk about Bruno.
Him too. All right. And in our last story tonight, we are going to talk about the Dirty Pair Kickstarter that I kickstarted, and I got I signed up for the $250 package, which comes with the shot glasses, which is really cool. So, what's cool is that. Here's the long and short, more or less. Right Stuff and Nozomi Entertainment announced a Kickstarter to dub the original 1985 anime. So what they announced on this past Friday, that it has found the original music and the effects track for the Dirty Pair OVA. So the release is going to have both a new English dub with the original music and effects, as well as ADV's original version with its recreated music and effects. So that's kind of cool. I've never watched ADV's version of it, so I'm curious to check out the differences. Now, the ADV's original dub featured the company's own music and sound effects because the original track had been lost when it first licensed the series in the 90s. The lost music and effects track made it difficult to dub the anime because the Japanese voices were stuck on the existing audio track. So now, because of that, we're going to get a better copy of the Dirty Pair, and I'm all about that. And the original Dirty Pair, Kei and Yuri, will be returning, meaning their dubbed voice actresses, Pamela Lauer and Jessica Calvello, and I simply cannot wait. And I can tell you this, the recording and all that was done back in December, so we just got to be a little patient and just see it come a rolling through. So, and for those of you who don't know about Dirty Pair, here is a brief description of the anime. In the 22nd century, mankind may be technologically advanced, but there are still some problems that can only be fixed by a couple of women who won't back down from a fight. These are the adventures of Kei and Yuri, the two official trouble consultants for the World Welfare Works Association, better known as the WWWA. They use their brains, brawn, and looks to solve any problem. They call themselves the Lovely Angels, but because their solutions often result in chaos and mass destruction, the rest of the world has called them the Dirty Pair. For Kei and Yuri, no two missions are ever the same. As the WWWA's top trouble consultants, they take on all sorts of odd jobs, like chasing down treasure in high-tech ruins, fighting off political assassins, and even avenging the death of a plaster statue. In the end, only one thing's for sure. Anything that stands between these two and victory is sure to be destroyed. The project Kickstarter page states that Right Stuff and Nozomi will utilize 75% of the funds collected for dubbing, production expenses, acquiring rights clearances, and so forth. The project will use 50% of the funds for materials, media, packaging, and utilize 10% for overhead, working capital, fees, royalties, and paying the staffers for doing a great job. If you want to check this series out, you can check it out on Retro Crush and Crunchyroll. They started streaming the series back in October. The anime adapts Haruka Takachihio's sci-fi comedy novel series of the same name, with illustrations by Yoshikazu Yasuhiko. The series began in 1979, and is the 8th novel in the series. Dirty Pair no Daichiyaku shipped in 2018 as the first novel in 11 years. Aside from the TV anime, the novels have inspired a film, as well as several video projects, a manga, and American comics. The title duo made their first appearance in 1983's Crusher Joe, the movie. And yes, I do have both American mangas done by Adam Warren. I forget the name of one of the series, but one was called The Dirty Pair, Fatal But Not Serious. It was a great read. And the character stylings are different, but it's still kind of cool. All right. And now that we got that out the way, we're going to get into the part of the show that y'all really enjoy more than anything else, meanwhile in Japan. But before we do that, I got to pay some bills. So just so you know, this part of the show is brought to you by HelloFresh. I'm not going to go into the full spiel because I did it at the top, but I will say if you're interested in checking out HelloFresh, just go to their website, hellofresh.com, or click on the link down below here on our page, and you can use offer code POGSE4569, and you get 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. And I think that's really cool. So definitely check that out, HelloFresh.
And it's time for Wild Spice to go to bed.
All right, Wild Spice. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Sleep sweet, Wild Spice. Thanks for coming in.
Yep.
All right. I will hopefully see you all next week for Zenkaikon wrap up.
Yep, and we'll bring you some extra coffee so you can make it to the end of the show.
Night, night.
Bye. Behave yourselves.
Bye. And there goes Wild Spice. I don't, let's see, can I put this in? All right. Oh, let me fix that. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. It's not game over for Ichigo. It's just game over for Wild Spice. Oh, there we go. And now that we got that out the way, now let's talk about our stories meanwhile in Japan. And I'm going to take the last story, because I'm just greatly amused by it.
Mako, you make your decision and I'll choose after.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the third one.
Called it.
Okay. Then I'll take the first one? Question mark? Yeah, I'll take the first one. That's fine.
Yeah, because I think the second story is pretty outlandish for what it is.
Yeah, that's weird.
All right, we've been doing this segment for about 2 years, and now you're saying it's weird?
I mean,
We've been doing
normal,
this segment
right?
a lot longer than 2 years.
I'm just saying. And the fact that you said that's kind of weird. Okay, who are you, and where is the real Ichigo Gami?
Oh my gosh. Well, if we were running our own comedy series, I'm sure it'd be insert strange Benny Hill-esque situation going on. However, in Japan, the Craziest Game Show is returning its new series streaming worldwide. So if you've got Prime Video, if you're into Amazon, then you got the hookup. And if you have a Prime, you get a free subscription every month, and you could always subscribe to Anime Jam Session.
Mm-hmm.
So Takeshi's Castle, Japan's Craziest Game Show, is getting a new series from Amazon Prime Video. The king returns to his castle. For many people, the phrase Japanese game show immediately brings up images of people competing in insane physical challenges, leaping across platforms and dodging projectiles like they've been sucked into a Super Mario game. We can thank Takeshi Kitano, aka Beat Takeshi, for that. Takeshi's Castle, a TV program hosted by none other than Takeshi that debuted in 1986, wasn't the only action variety show of the day, but it was the biggest and boldest, producing unforgettable scenes like whittled down fields of roughly 100 contestants competing to win the week's prize money. The series went off the air in 1990, but now the 75-year-old Takeshi is set to return to his castle and restart the series under the working title Bukatsu Fun Takeshi Jo, or Return of Takeshi's Castle. As part of the revival, the series will be moving from the original broadcast TBS to Amazon's Prime Video service. The producers are promising even more outrageous events and challenges with scenes that will live up to the lofty legacy of the original series in terms of laughter and excitement. They've also announced that the return of Takeshi's Castle will stream worldwide, and that's a major difference from the original series, which really only gained widespread notoriety in English-speaking regions long after the series had wrapped up in Japan, making the many overseas fans fist
opportunity. Wow.
What does that even mean?
Somebody run that through Grammarly, please.
Yeah, someone needs to have an editor. Making overseas fans basically have the opportunity to experience the unique entertainment of Takeshi's Castle in real time with Japanese audiences, which it's a very normal issue in international entertainment to have not really had a contact with anything in the 80s, because anime is the same way. The move from broadcast to streaming also means that you'll be able to replay and replay and replay the inevitable catastrophic failures as many times as your little heart can beat. And it's scheduled to start streaming sometime in 2023. So that's kind of cool. I'm excited. I think that I should be able to watch it. I do enjoy a little bit of a chortle when watching Japanese game shows, because it's always kind of ridiculous.
Agreed.
Yeah, but that's the joy of Japanese game shows.
Well, it's no Sasuke, but hey.
Anyway. So, last month, a 40-something-year-old man was spending the first Saturday night of March in Tokyo's Kabane Park. His quiet evening, though, was suddenly interrupted when two men, neither of whom the man knew or had ever seen before, approached him while one of them shouted, "What the hell do you think you're doing to my woman?" It was obviously a rhetorical question, but was also an impossible one because the man wasn't talking to, touching, or looking at any woman at the time. He wasn't even interacting with another human being. He was feeding a stray cat. But before the man's brain had time to process the information, the two men switched topics away from feline chivalry and instead demanded, "Give us your money," and began punching him in the face. After the attackers tore away his drawstring bag, the man ran, but when the muggers realized that the only thing inside was a book of blank pages on which visitors to shrines and temples stamp commemorative seals, and it wasn't of any monetary value, the younger of the two thieves began chasing after him. Luckily, the man did outrun his pursuer and took refuge in a nearby supermarket, from where he called the police and reported the crime. Officers from the Tokyo Police Department arrested a 21-year-old man and his accused 19-year-old accomplice, though the 21-year-old man is denying any involvement in an attack. The 19-year-old has admitted, "We did it because we wanted money." Ugh. In most aspects, it sounds like a pretty straightforward case, except for the "what the hell do you think you are doing to my woman" in reference to a cat. So a couple of theories that Twitterites have. Explanation, dude is dating a cat. Maybe his girlfriend was a human woman, but she's been reincarnated as a cat. The cat's two boyfriends have been taken into custody. So the guy is a cat who got cursed and turned into a human, right? Gotta watch out for those tricky cats that can transform into people. And then obviously people are drawing ridiculous comics to figure things out. Bearing the supernatural, there really only seems to be two possible explanations. One is that the muggers are, by whatever deluded logic, extremely possessive of one of the strays that lives in the neighborhood. The other and more likely scenario is that shouting, "What the hell are you doing to my woman?" was a tactic meant to startle the man enough to keep him from running away, and also to keep passerby from coming to his aid. Verbal and physical confrontations are both pretty rare in Japan, but it's also a country where people don't like to stick their noses in other people's personal business.
Meanwhile,
So
New
creating
York
an
City.
atmosphere of an argument between someone and the guy he thinks just disrespected his girlfriend would probably cause other people to keep their distance long enough to steal a wallet or bag without any interference. The police say another man was recently mugged in the same park by two attackers and are investigating the possibility that the two that they arrested were involved in that incident as well. The cat, meanwhile, is not believed to have been an active participant in either plot, and its romantic status remains unconfirmed.
That was interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, I found it when I was going through it that it was a little bit amusing. It's just I can imagine some very weird otakus demanding what the hell people are doing to their stray cats.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Skype kicked me out. We're fine.
Don't
It's all
worry.
good.
But you went large, small, disappeared, came back. It's fine.
I was gonna say shampoo needs to stop starting fights with people. But
Yeah, bad cat girl. Bad.
cat
Bad.
girl, bad.
Well, it could be worse. Could have been Nuka Nuku. But anyhow, yes, we're going to get into our very last Meanwhile in Japan story. And it's in regards to that odd alcoholic drink cooler called Zima. Okay? Which is a name I have not had heard in years. It seems that the Japan's supply of Zima is running very low. People are taking cases and selling them online, and the prices are outlandish. Basically, what happened was Molson Coors Japan is closing. It is the company that is responsible for supplying Zima. The last of the shipments of the clear wine cooler went out in December of last year. But there was still ample stock to remain on the market for a bit. There was also a hint of hope that another distributor could be found in time so that the flow of Zima would not be disrupted. But by late March, excuse me, it would appear that all flavors in both bottles and cans have appeared to be sold out on the Zima store on the Amazon page, with no more coming in sight. As is often with the case when a popular product goes off the market, online resellers will start posting them for auction and flea market apps at increased prices. On the popular app Mercari, there are numerous accounts selling bottles and cans of Zima going for 500 yen, which is a little bit over $4 a bottle, which is about twice as much as the retail price was, and honestly, it's not even worth that at the retail price. But it's still early, however. As the resale supply begins to shrink, expect prices to go up even further, assuming that there's enough demand between now and whenever those drinks expire. Some accounts appear to be anticipating a rush and are already selling at a huge inflated prices, such as a set of 4 bottles of Zima going for 9,999 yen, which equates to $82. What's interesting about all of this is that it's actually legal for people to sell alcohol over an app without some sort of license. According to Macari's guidelines, individuals are permitted to sell alcohol as long as it's a one-time deal. Yep, you sell it, close the account, create a new account, sell another one. In other words, people who acquired alcohol with the intention of personal use, but who no longer wish to consume it themselves, can sell it. However, if a person is found to sell alcohol repeatedly, especially the same type like Zima, then they are considered a liquor retailer and are required to have the proper license to sell through an app. So, that one person that's selling 4 bottles for just about 10,000 yen is playing it smart, since they won't get that many chances to sell that way. It is also a sign that any Zima lovers in Japan aching for one last taste may want to act now before it becomes worth its weight in clear, effervescent gold. And to that, I can only say this. Zima. Really? Really? Very well then.
I mean, it's kind of like the people that are like super addicted to like Diet Coke or Coca-Cola here in the US when like there were supply chain issues, they straight up went off. Like, I think anytime I would try to go out for groceries during that part of the whole situation, this season of C19, it was just insane how many like cans and like especially like beer and stuff too. It was weird. It got really intense.
Weird is an understatement in something like that. Strange, I'd take, but weird, not so much. And as Boz 006, the Zima must flow. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up the show.
Agreed.
Yeah, that was a good one, Boz. That was a good one. 50 points to you, good sir. So, if you like the show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. We tell you like it is, what we like and don't like. So if you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. And don't forget to check out our website at animejamsession.com, where we talk about anime, convention reports, convention reviews, cosplay tips and tricks. Our Zenkaikon reports should be going up in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. We do have real-time jobs, so you know how that goes. You can find links to our YouTube videos, links to our Facebook page for cosplay photos and convention coverage, and then some. It's all at animejamsession.com. And don't forget, if you have a podcasting app, just search Anime Jam Session and check out over 500 episodes of our show. Some good, some bad, some chaotic, some fun. It's all good in the end. So any app that you use for podcasts, just search Anime Jam Session and check it out. And if you can, leave us a review. We greatly appreciate that. And don't forget to follow us on our socials. On YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, it's Anime Jam Session. Follow us on those so that you can be up to date on when we're going live, when we have new articles up, new podcast episodes up, when we're going live, and then some. And down below is our tip jar. You can click on our link for our stream elements or our Ko-Fi and throw us a few dollars that way. We really appreciate that. And bits, you can donate bits to us. That's really cool. We appreciate that. And auto hosting. If you're not streaming and you're a fan of ours and you follow us, set us for auto hosting. We really appreciate that. And now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Mako-chan.
I am going to enjoy sleeping tonight.
Last words, Ichigo.
I'm going to peel off my face and fall into a pillow. Good night, y'all.
My last words. There's a couple of animes I want to check out, so I'm going to do that, grab some fruit, and call it a night. So that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode where we will be talking about Zenkaikon. It'll be a bit of an extended episode, so kind of strap in and buckle up. It'll be fun. So that is it. End of list. We are getting out of here. So I'm Ranma.
I'm Mako-chan.
And I'm Ichigo Gami.
Yeah, Bonds, I know the desktop app is getting sunset at the end of the month, and I hate it. Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Night.
Yamatane.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Perfect. That's awesome. That's it. We're getting out of here. See you all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressioned on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!